Finally, we are back. Barcelona will be playing in about 2 days and it will be against Sevilla. During this international break, it was so boring. I'm like, bro, where is the Hansi Flick ball? I'm tired of seeing the USA. We lost against Mexico. Bring me back FC Barcelona. But now we're here and now we have to get ready because when we do return and once we do face Sevilla, we will be having many brand new faces back like Gavi, Fermin Lopez, Dani Olmo, Szczesny. A brand new transfer for the goalkeeping position will also be seen. So it's going to be very exciting, and I am going to be talking about what our starting 11 should look like against Sevilla, who should be rested, who should be used, who should only play about 15 to 20 minutes. All of that is going to be talked about for today's video, but I do want to first speak about Jonathan David because many have asked, hey Kevin, do you think that signing somebody like Jonathan David would be a good idea? We recently just talked about how Erling Haaland could be the big signature for Joan Laporta and to reinforce the number 9 position. Could Jonathan David be another answer? So let's speak about that. Jonathan David is a 24-year-old striker. According to the transfer market, his value is at 45 million euros. But if Barcelona do want to sign this player in the next summer, he will be for free. He was also born in Brooklyn, New York, which is in the US, but he decided to represent Canada, which is very unfortunate as a USA fan. So it does state here, according to Fernando Polo, that Jonathan David is another player Barcelona is monitoring on a free transfer. His dream is to join FC Barcelona and would be willing to wait. Mateo Moreto has also explained, Jonathan David will not extend his expiring contract with Lille, meaning that not just FC Barcelona but multiple clubs in England or in Germany or in Spain would be interested in his services. If we also do look at his career with Lille since 2020, he has scored a good amount of goals. His best season so far in his career was back in the 2023-2024 season where he played 47 matches, scored 26 goals and provided 7 assists, and currently right now he has 13 matches with Lille and has scored 8 goals and provided 2 assists. So you can see that he is on the form of his life. He's also a very important player for Canada by scoring a lot of goals and recently did score for Canada during the international break. So Jonathan David is in a very good moment, and so to bring him to Barcelona for free would be a really good deal. Also with his wages is not really a lot. Currently he does earn 1.6 million euros a year. I'm pretty sure that if he were to move to FC Barcelona, we could offer the player 3 to 4x the amount. So maybe around 4 to 5 million. And I believe that this could be a good signing. Like, let's just say, for example, Joan Laporta says, okay, let's go in for Jonathan David on a free transfer because we want to accumulate the rest of our funds towards a different position. Maybe Alphonso Davies, maybe Musiala, maybe Florian Wirtz. We know how Barcelona will want to act in the next summer. They're going to want to spend at least enough money to bring in one big time player. And also maybe Lewandowski might not just shut down like that. Maybe Lewandowski is saying, I feel good, I can play another year. Jonathan David could be the backup to Lewandowski, and that is okay. It does align with our philosophy. Like we have said, we need 2 very good players in every position. Lewandowski and Jonathan David is very ideal. Now, as good as this player may seem, I also do think that Jonathan David would be a good backup striker for Barcelona no matter what. Like, I don't really see this player being our definitive number 9. I do think that Barcelona will need to aim for something even higher. He would just be a good player to have on the bench, like a really good player. Like I'm talking about top quality. I still think that we should lean towards the signing of Erling Haaland if it is possible, and then see how we can reinforce the striker position with Erling Haaland being our brand new signing. In the next season, whether it's Lewandowski and Jonathan David or Erling Haaland and Jonathan David, both of those alternatives would make me very happy and very confident that our striker position will never lack goals. But in the end, he is a phenomenal player because I was looking at his performance with Canada. Usually when he does play with Canada, he does not have the same type of quality players around him like if he were at Lille, and sometimes he is being asked to drop deeper than usual as a striker, by the way, and he has to almost act like a midfielder in the final third and excel in ball distribution, which he does, and that would be greatly welcomed at FC Barcelona because right now Lewandowski is not really that player that can take on players in the middle of the pitch. He has to pass it sideways or make a long pass to either Rafinha or Lamine Yamal. Jonathan David can dribble the ball and get away from multiple players under pressure. His off the ball work is also really good. Like when he needs to pressure, he does pressure. So his defensive work rate as a striker is insane. Now what's very interesting is that David at Lille, he does play as a sole striker within a 4-2-3-1 system of formation and system that does align towards Hansi Flick's Barcelona. So if he were to join, he would be like, okay, I know this formation, I know what I need to do. Nothing here is new to me. The only big difference is that the quality of the service is going to increase by a lot, and I may not need to see the middle of the pitch as much. He can also play as a second striker, but we don't really need him to go into that position because we have so many alternatives like Olmo, Pedri, Pedri, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, and Pablo Torre. And so to me, he would be an excellent signing, but for a free transfer and nothing more, and on decent wages. I don't want to spend like 20 million euros in wages per year on a player like him. That wouldn't make any sense, right? We have to negotiate a correct amount somewhere around the 5 to 6 million euro range. If we can do that and also understand that he should not be our main definitive striker and we have to go for somebody bigger, somebody more top quality, then Barcelona would truly head towards the right direction. So now let's move on towards the next conversation for today, and let's speak about how Barcelona could line up against Sevilla. So we recently just heard that Szczesny is ready. He's 100% fit. He understands what he needs to do. And so I do expect him to start against Sevilla because it really does not take a lot to train towards the goalkeeper position. Also keep in mind that he is in his upper 30s. So he has a lot of experience. He has seen also a lot of Champions League football, a lot of league football. He has been through almost everything, which is why it has been much easier to work and implement Szczesny into this team. So I do expect him to be starting against Sevilla. As for our backline, I expect to see Balde on the left back position with Inigo Martinez and Kubarsi as our center back pairing with Hector Fort as our right back. I don't see Jules Koundé starting in this game. I think that Koundé does need some rest because he did play in both matches for France during the international break, and we need Jules Koundé healthy for the next 2 weeks because I know that somewhere deep down inside Hansi Flick's heart, he knows that he does need to set himself up for success for the match against Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. I know that Jules Koundé will get some sort of rest. Whether it's him coming off early or him coming in later in the game, Koundé cannot play a full 90-minute match. Not because he's fatigued, not because he's injured. I'm just saying we need to reserve his energy and make sure that he is 100% mentally and physically there for the match against Madrid and Bayern. So I do expect to see Hector Fort in the right back position, which is also what we did against Alaves, by the way. And Hector Fort played an amazing game with 6 passes into the final third, 1 out of 1 successful dribbles, 2 out of 2 tackles won, 3 out of 4 ground duels won, and 1 out of 1 aerial duels. As for the midfield, this is where the biggest questions do come up, right? Because once again, we have many players returning. We have seen Olmo, Gavi, Fermin Lopez all train with the other players during the international break, but should we expect them to start against Sevilla? And I don't think so. I think that we're going to continue to see Casado and Pedri in the double pivot position, as it should be, because Casado earned it. Pedri has also earned it. If a player like Gavi or Frankie wants Casado's position, they're going to have to work for it, because right now Casado is better than Gavi, is better than Frankie de Jong, is better than any defensive midfielder at Barcelona. Casado has shown that he can be a very important player for Hansi Flick. He defends well. He attacks well. He has been a key player towards Lamine Yamal getting goals through the season. It's going to be taking some time. Now, who knows? Maybe Frankie de Jong or Gavi might put out masterclass performances tomorrow and we never see Casado again. But as of now, Casado is immovable because the other players have yet to show anything. As for our attacking four, I do see Lamine Yamal on the right wing position, Rafinha as our number 10, and Ansu Fati on the left wing position with our striker being Lewandowski. I do expect to see Ansu Fati start because I did like what I seen against Alaves. Ansu Fati looked a little sharper, a little faster. He also almost scored a goal, and I want to see more, right? If you show glimpses like this, give us more, right? I think that Hansi Flick is going to be saying that. He's like, okay, look, I'm going to give you 10 to 15 minutes. Little by little, I will increase your minutes, but show more, right? Create more goal scoring opportunities. You must play faster, play smarter, do everything you can within those opportunities that I give you. And Ansu Fati was doing that. So I want to see more from Ansu. Let's do that, right? Let's continue to trust on Ansu because we want to see this player strive for greatness. Rafinha is also very comfortable playing on the number 10 position, so I'm completely fine with that. You guys may be now asking, hey Kevin, what happened to Olmo, Fermin, Gavi? You just talked about these players. I thought they're going to be starting. No, I don't think so. I think that Olmo, Fermin, and Gavi have to show why they should be trusted. Of course, it's not really their fault because of injuries, but still, these players like Pedri, Casado, Yamal, Rafinha, Ansu, Lewandowski have been showing through the season why they should be starting and getting more game time than the other players. That is just how a sporting project should be working. In this game, I would really like to see Pedri and Yamal come off very early because first of all, Yamal needs to be rested and needs to be given the exact same treatment of Jules Koundé. We must reserve his energy. Pedri and Yamal should come off on the 65th minute. Pedri does not even complete 90 minutes with Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick wants Pedri off before the 65th minute all the time to once again reserve the energy. Pedri is not capable right now to play a full 90-minute match consistently and not get injured. So we have been very cautious on that. Rotation is very key. So I would like to see Yamal and Pedri come off on the 65th minute with Jules Koundé and Frankie de Jong coming in for maybe 20 to 25 minutes. Because I do think that, yes, Jules Koundé does need some rest, but let's build some momentum, right? So let's have Jules Koundé maybe finish off the match, not play as intense. Hopefully Barcelona is leading by 3 to 4 goals by the time these two players do come in because it just makes complete sense. We want to put the game away as fast as possible. And then as for players like Fermin Lopez and Olmo, I do see them coming in, but only playing about 10 to 15 minutes. I don't see see them playing 45 minutes or 65 minutes or even 25 minutes. I just see them playing about maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes at the very max. And then as for Gavi, I have no idea. I can't really tell you what we're going to be seeing with Gavi. I mean, Gavi was one of the first few players to come back from their injuries in the past 2 to 3 weeks. But I don't know, because, you know, he's coming back from an ACL injury. He has not played in 9 months. Fermin Lopez and Olmo, they only got like hamstring injuries or something like that. They were not out for 9 months. So I don't know how Gavi's implementation is going to look like. I just don't see Gavi playing in this game against Sevilla. It would be nice. It would be awesome to do it in front of the Barcelona fans. It would be a beauty to watch, but Hansi Flick is going to be taking the smart approach instead of taking the emotional approach. I just don't see Gavi getting any game time against Sevilla. And if he does, it's going to be for about 5 to 6 minutes max, and then slowly increase his minutes as games do go by. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.